your hosts, Dalton and Ryan.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Steam Machine Podcast. My name is Dalton. Joining me, as always, is my good buddy.
This is Ryan.
And I have to say, it's good to have you back, sir.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
It's very strange opening up these episodes and not having anybody to throw it to there for those few seconds. I felt naked without you, sir.
I bet it's gonna be weird when I have to do it.
Yeah. I can't wait till that. Can't wait till that fucking.
Especially since you're the talker. It's my episode's just gonna be lots of silence. This is this week's episode.
This game's pretty good.
I'll just talk about punching dragons in the face. No.
Yeah. That's on my docket of things to ask you about, my good sir. Before we get into what we've been playing this week, the fuck's been up, man? How are you?
Struggling to survive COVID. Like everyone else. Corinne and the babies were sick not long ago. Not COVID. Luckily.
Thank goodness, that's good.
Yeah, they were running fevers for a couple of days, and then.
I was gonna say, man. That's why last week I was just like, dude, just you're good, because you were sick, your whole family was sick. I'm like, dog, go get some rest.
Yeah. And then work, COVID still infecting people at work, whether it's the students at the campus or people that work with us. It's fucking wild.
I read something today in the news. I actually meant to bring this up on the Patreon episode, but I'm gonna give it to all you guys. I read a new QAnon theory today on, I think it was March 4th or March 6th, that Trump is going to be re-sworn in as president because they've uncovered something that every president since 1827 or something like that has been fabricated. And I'm like, y'all are fucking nuts.
Wow.
These conspiracy theorists are just...
It needs to be... They need to be classified as, terrorists at this point.
They are in Canada.
That's the Proud Boys.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, same shit. Yeah. Same shit, different name.
Yeah.
Fucking...
QAnon is the crazy tinfoil hat.
The Alex Jones motherfuckers.
Yeah, the Proud Boys are white supremacists, wannabe militants.
I don't technically like the use of this word, but I couldn't help but laugh at it when I saw Alex Jones on Joe Rogan. And I watched it because Joe Rogan just laughs at him the whole time. He just tells him, he's like, Alex, you realize you're crazy, right? Alex, you're being crazy. Alex, you're being crazy. And one of the things that Alex said, he just goes, look, I'm a little retarded sometimes, okay?
A little.
And that became
sometimes.
A meme. And everyone in the comments was like, oh, that's going to be a meme. And sure as shit, it became a meme. It's just like, oh my God, dude. Oh, yeah. I used to have a buddy who would look me dead in the face and be like, well, you can't prove to me the earth is round. So, how could you prove that it's flat? Basically, he was saying he didn't disbelieve flat earth, but he didn't believe flat earth. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yes, you can easily prove that the earth is round.
Yes, I don't understand flat earthers. They always want the proof that the earth is round, but they never have proof backing up their claim that the earth is flat. Where is your scientific data? Where is your shit?
He gave me some shit sometime. He was like, well, how come if you go up a certain height you can see all the way across? I'm like, that's because there's a fucking gradual. It's the gradual over hundreds and hundreds of miles, thousands of miles. It's a gradual curve. It's not like a sphere that you can look at.
Do you know how
there's a reason that you can't stand on an ocean, even up there by you in the Great Lakes. Okay.
Yeah.
You probably couldn't use binoculars and see somebody standing on the other side. You might see the tops of some trees.
No, probably not even that.
But you know what I'm saying? There is proof of the curve. Oh, God. People annoy the shit out of me.
I think it's the curve is 12 miles or something like that. Every 12 miles, the curve starts to take effect, and you start losing height based on distance.
I told myself this the other day. I said, if it wasn't for the show and the community that we're building on Facebook, I would just ditch it. Because, oh, God, the urge to just tell so many people that I know on there that, hey, by the way, you're a fucking idiot. Like that dude the other day when I posted that the Proud Boys were declared a terrorist group or whatever in Canada. And he commented something about freeloaders wasting taxpayers' money. But it was riddled with misspellings. And I just said, well, I do know that America needs to spend more money on English classes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And he didn't even say anything about that. He was like,
I got it on that thread.
Damn immigrants.
I got it on the thread.
Yeah. And I don't know if he deleted it. I know I didn't delete it, but it was gone. So I don't know if Facebook deleted it.
Somebody deleted it. Somebody.
I wouldn't put it past Facebook for deleting anything on my page anymore because
I don't know.
They fucking hit me with shit all the time.
I got put into timeout once. So.
Once, you fucking rookie.
Yeah.
You fucking rookie. And I bet it was for like what, 12 hours, 24 hours,
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, the last one I got hit with was 30 days.
Yeah.
They were like, fuck you. Don't talk about Comedy Central shows, you bastard.
Yeah. Didn't Freddie just do like 30 days too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, Freddie gets nailed all the time. All the time. But
Freddie doesn't watch what he says. Like
Ever. If there was ever someone, I love him to death, but if I ever met somebody with less couth than Freddie, like, I would be surprised because he has none. Like, he just says whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, for sure.
He'll be like, I was at work the other day and this bitch come up to me and started talking to me and I was just like, damn, your breath smell terrible. You need to back the fuck. I can hear you from over there. Why don't you go stand over there and fucking talk to me? Oh my God, that's a funny motherfucker though. God, working with him back in the day at Harvey's, dude, that is a funny motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, you used to come to the pay-per-views and stuff when we'd watch wrestling. So, God, poor Kenny. That's all I got is poor Kenny because he is so hard on Kenny.
He was hard on Kenny. He was hard on Lenny.
Everybody was hard on Lenny, though.
Yeah, everybody was.
And I feel kind of bad about that, but at the same time, like, he didn't exactly stand up for himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if he'd have bowed up and told Wes or me or anybody to shut the fuck up, I never got super hard with it. I'm going to go throw that out there. I didn't pick on him as hard as Freddie and Wes and those guys did, but I'd give him shit. Now, he blew my mind one night. Me and Wes both, we were playing D&D and we were taking a smoke break. George went outside, smoked a cigarette and stuff. And me and Wes are trying to remember the name of, like, the study of fictional mythical beasts and creatures. And we were like,
cryptozoology.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't remember it, right? So we're like, what is it? And Lenny goes, yo, it's cryptozoology. And we looked at him and we were like, what? And he goes, hold on. And he cracks open this Coke, chugs the entire Coca-Cola, just chugs the whole thing, and then just goes, cryptozoology, it's the study of mythical creatures and such. Throughout time and history, it's like anything recorded has just been taken and that they consider that cryptozoology. And me and Wes were fucking dumbfounded. We were like, what? And he just laughed. He literally just went, yeah, I don't know. And that was the end of it. It was like he drank that Coke and it gave him this moment of sheer brilliance where he could just tell us the exact definition of this fucking word. And then it faded. And he was back to being Lenny again. And we were like, wow.
Sounds about right.
I used to Jedi mind trick him during D&D games. Do you remember that? Where he'd be like, I don't know what I would do. And I would wave my fingers to be like, Lenny, you want to attack. And he'd be like, I want to attack. It was, dude, it worked so many times that I would do it, and Wes would just start howling with laughter because he was just like, I don't know what to do. I'd be like, you want to heal Lenny, or you want to heal Chris, or anything, and he'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna heal Chris. Be like, hey, I wonder one time I just want to be like, Lenny, you don't want to buy death sticks. I don't want to buy death sticks. You want to go home and reevaluate your life. I want to go home and reevaluate my life.
These aren't the droids you were looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking God, I love that motherfucker though. I haven't seen him in forever. I hope he's doing all right. I heard he's been getting his act together, quit doing drugs and stuff, and so I wish him all the best. If not hanging out with us helps him stay on the straight and narrow, then that's fine. Yeah. And I say that because I smoke pot, and I know he's trying to quit that. So if he doesn't want to be around it, obviously, if he doesn't want to be around it, I wouldn't smoke it when he's here.
Yeah.
But I know the temptation would be there. Fuck, what started that? Like, what started me talking about Lenny? I don't even remember.
I don't even know.
I don't know. Anyways, welcome to the Steam Machine again. So what you been playing this week, man? Did you get anything in besides Final Fantasy?
I got in a little bit of Final Fantasy. Been jumping on Skyrim a little bit.
That's where I was leading with this. So I finally hooked you up got you some mods, started you off on the path. You haven't even been to the museum yet, but it's there.
Nope. Yeah.
But it's there. I didn't set you up with the full experience because that would have taken us probably another 2.5 hours that night, and I think it was already like 2 o'clock in the morning when we were doing it.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Got you set up with some good bases to start on, and you can add more if you would like, But you are doing well, you go ahead. You go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, this playthrough is I'm doing an unarmed Khajiit playthrough, which has been way more entertaining than I thought it was going to be.
Now, I just want to point out that that's very hard to do in vanilla Skyrim, but with Ordinator specifically, they have stuff in the light armor tree, and I think the heavy armor tree to help
heavy
with
armor tree.
unarmed attacks and stuff. Okay, yeah. So continue.
But yeah, it's super fun. Didn't expect it to be as entertaining as it is, and punching dragons in the face is a whole nother experience.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It really is.
I was actually having this thought earlier. I was like, man, it'd be wild to watch Ryan play that in VR, like because the VR version of PC Skyrim is moddable.
Yeah,
which is insane. But so yeah, I can just picture you like going in doing an unarmed Khajiit, just running up to a dragon, and you're just swinging at the air.
Swinging at the air, yeah. No, it really is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Like when we did our playthrough for the podcast, I did the tank playthrough, the sword and shield, and that was fun. But this whole unarmed thing is completely different. And just the other day, I cleared out like 3 dungeons without my companion, so it was just me, and it did nothing but punch people in the face. It was fantastic. Sometimes I get a cinematic scene, and God, I've killed like 3 or 4 people with the fucking Death Valley driver. It's so fucking cool.
Dude, I remember I named a guy Roman Reigns one time because I had made him, and he looked just like Roman Reigns, right? My first kill move was a Superman punch stab.
Nice.
Right through this dude, right? And then the next person ran up to me, and I grabbed them and German suplexed them and killed them. And I was like, I knew I named him right.
Yeah. My character name. Did I tell you what I named my character?
No.
My character's name is Psst Psst. Because he's a cat.
This one's name is Psst Psst.
Yeah.
Psst. Oh my god. I expected it to be something like Mr. Punchy. Or
no, it's Psst Psst. He's a cat. That's what everyone does to a cat. So this is what the cat thinks its name is.
I don't do that to my cat. I always just go, kitty, give me a kitty. So if anything, your cat's name would be to me, which I don't even know how you'd spell that, like TCK.
Yeah.
That looks really funny in Audacity. Those noises, they just. I'm sorry. Yeah, I haven't been playing much Skyrim. I didn't want to burn out on it, so I put it down for a bit. But I was thinking about it today while jumping back in. I did stick a new needle in my arm. That is one that I have taken out before. But Black Desert Online.
Yeah.
It's fucking rad. If you listen to the Patreon episode, you heard me talk about it some. But I've just been leveling fishing and my combat skills, and I need to figure everything out because there is a lot to that game.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of different stuff you can do, invest in, shit. There's just I'm having a blast with it. The only thing that I've found that's an issue is because I run it through the Steam client, Steam has to be online, which means when I'm playing that, you can't be playing Final Fantasy. So basically, at the moment, it's like I'll play some of that when I know you're at work.
Yeah.
And then whenever you're getting off, I'll switch it off and switch over to Final Fantasy and play that for the night. But I've been enjoying the hell out of it. It's beautiful. I know, I think I've already said that, but it is.
I've seen some of the screenshots you
gorgeous.
posted, and it looks great. So
it is a Korean MMO.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's considered a Korean grind MMO because if you want to go get levels, you have to go grind. You can't just do quests and get experience. Like if you want combat experience, you got to go kill shit.
Wow.
And the combo system is super in depth. But I've heard that most of the end game is all PvP. So we'll see about that. But I did just join a guild, so I don't know. We'll see where it goes. What else have I played this week? I played a little more Hades.
Yeah.
I'm still not very good at it, but
I haven't loaded that up yet.
yeah, I did send it to you though, right? Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I played some of that. I watched a lot of Mandalore Gaming on YouTube doing reviews. I watched his review of Necrovision, which is a game that we have on our list, and that's going to be interesting, to say the least. He also did Damned, which I think is on our list as well, although I might not have put that on there because I think that's a multiplayer game in the vein of Dead by Daylight, that kind of style. Somebody plays the monster, people play survivors. But I don't know how big the community is, so I'll have to keep an eye on that one. Other than that, man, I've been playing the shit out of some Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah.
I know I'm further than you because I've got far more time on my hands at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. We talked a little bit before we sat down here, and you're definitely a little bit further than I am.
Yes. Well, before we get into that, let me bust through this obligatory Wikipedia information. Final Fantasy XII is a role-playing video game developed and published by Square Enix. Get this, the 12th main installment of the Final Fantasy series.
Oh, man.
Who'd have thought?
Right.
It was first released on PlayStation 2 in 2006. It introduced several innovations to the series: an open world, a seamless battle system, a controllable camera, a customizable quote-unquote gambit system, which lets players control the AI of their characters in battle, a license system which determines what abilities and equipment can be used by characters, and a hunting side quest which allows players to find and defeat increasingly difficult monsters in the game's open world. Final Fantasy XII also includes elements from the previous games in the series, such as chocobos and moogles. The game takes place in Ivalice, where the empires of Arcadia and Rosaria are waging an endless war. Dalmasca, a small kingdom, is caught in between the warring nations. When Dalmasca is annexed by Arcadia, its princess, Ashe, creates a resistance movement. During the struggle, she meets Vaughn, a young adventurer who dreams of becoming a sky pirate in command of an airship. They are quickly joined by a band of allies, and together they rally against the tyranny of the Arcadian Empire. This game earned several Game of the Year awards, sold over 6 million copies on the PlayStation 2 by November 2009. In 2007, a sequel titled Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings was released for the Nintendo DS. I had no fucking clue about that. I'm going to have to check that out. Oh, I bet it was Japan only. Yeah. It says in the same year, and an expanded version of Final Fantasy XII titled Final Fantasy XII, the International Zodiac Job System, was released on the PlayStation 2 exclusively in Japan. Now, the irony of it being called the International Zodiac Job System and then it was exclusive to Japan. Why would they call it international?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, what we are playing is the high definition remaster of that version, the International Zodiac Job System, and it's called the Zodiac Age. So that is what we are playing, is Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, which was released for PlayStation 4, Windows, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One in the late 2010s. And I think they worded it like that because I think it first came out for PlayStation 4, and then Windows, and then Switch and Xbox. I think, but I could be wrong about that. So you had never played this before, right?
No, never.
This is your first foray into it. So
Yeah.
how much of a culture shock has it been so far? 'Cause this is so much different than the other Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's tough. Like, this is so much different from what I'm used to. I am struggling with this system for this game, this whole licensing and everything. Like,
The combat of this game, I'll tell you, is a lot like Final Fantasy XI was,
Yeah.
but tweaked to be single player and made more easy to control all your parties. Whereas in that game, you were relying on other real people, and a crab could kill you if you fucked up.
yeah.
Like, legitimately. Like, that game was fucking... Final Fantasy XI had no respect for the players, like, and they did not have any respect for the players' time. They would kill you, and every time you died, you lost experience. And if you lost enough experience, you would level down.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fucking brutal. Luckily, there's none of that in 12. You just die and have to resurrect them and everything. But, yeah, man, the battle system's way different. It's active time. You can set it to wait when you're choosing through your menu. But other than that, it's not... Like, the battles happen on screen. Like, you could see your monsters run up to them and fight them. It doesn't cut to the classic Final Fantasy cutaway battle screen.
Yeah. It's almost like a turn-based hack and slash.
Yeah. Yeah, in a way. Yeah, I could see that. This game has been touted as being Final Fantasy's take on Star Wars.
I see a couple similarities after you pointed out some stuff to me during the week. But
From everything that I've seen online, it's that Ash, or I think you might know her as Amalia at the moment. She is Leia. Balthier, Han Solo. All day, every day is Han Solo. Fran is supposed to be like the Chewbacca style character. Bosch is considered Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then you have Vaughn and Pinello, who are C-3PO and R2-D2. Because they're kind of just there for the ride. It's like all this political intrigue and shit is happening. Like, so real quick, you got to the Mimic Queen. So you've been through the prison and gone up into the palace and seen all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right, because you've got Balthier and Fran in them now.
Yeah.
So this game straight up starts off, you start off playing as a character named Rex.
Yeah.
And you're there with Bosch and Vossler, and you guys are running to try to save the king because the Empire has invaded Dalmasca. You're trying to run up there. Or it might have been Arcadia. It was something.
Yeah.
It's been like a week ago now, so I apologize if I'm misremembering. But you run up in there, and you fight your way through. And one thing I thought was kind of funny is that in the beginning, they're like, you're so young, like, why are you here? Like, because Rex is like 17. And he talks about, he's here to defend his land because of his younger brother, and he wants to, be a good role model for him, yada, yada, yada. So a little bit later on, Bosch and Vossler are like, all right, we're gonna run ahead. And he's like, all right, I'll take care of these enemies. They're like, you're going to be all right? Yeah, all right. And they take off. And it's like, dude, y'all were just telling this kid he was too young to be fucking swinging a sword. And now you're like, yeah, take care of these enemies and meet us, whatever. So, you fight some of the soldiers. You end up getting into the throne room. King's dead.
Yeah. Like,
just straight up dead. Somebody you think is Bosch, or maybe it is Bosch. That's one of the mysteries of the game is, who done it? Sticks a fucking blade in Rex and tells him, it was for the best of the Empire. And Rex dies. So the game starts off, you think this is going to be your character that you're going to play, and nah, you're just dead. And I know you messaged me, and you were just like, fucking Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I think you told me that you had an audible gasp.
I did. That was like a what the fuck moment. It really was.
That's
been trying to...
good storytelling.
I've been sitting through all the cutscenes and all the dialogue.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because it's actually compelling.
I'm trying. No, this story is actually pretty gripping so far. I'm invested.
I've heard it falls off towards the end, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
I personally stopped around the Golmore jungle, which I'm way farther ahead of you. So
yeah.
I'll just touch on. So have you done any of the hunts yet? Did you do the rogue tomato hunt?
Yeah, I did that one. That's the only one I've done so far. I gotta keep going back to that board.
Yeah, they do that because eventually, and then I think you have to kill 3 or 4.
Is that gonna help me level up too? Because I was asking you what level I should be at this point, and I am significantly lower than what you recommended. So,
well, you got to remember, I grind a lot in these games. So
yeah, I'm not much of a grinder, but I guess I'm gonna have to be for this one.
Are you playing with a controller?
Yeah.
Okay, so it should be L1 for you, I think. If you hit that, it's a speed up. Like, it speeds up time.
Yeah.
Helps a lot with grinding. And if you hold L1, like if you press it, it'll be 2 times speed. But if you hold it and press to the right, it'll change it to 4 times speed.
Yeah.
So when you want to rack up LP, so lower level enemies will start giving you less and less experience. But they always give you license points.
Yeah.
So you can go to a low-level area and just run around and fuck shit up for like an hour and just rack up license points because there's going to be stuff in your license board that's going to give you like reduced action time, 10%, increased battle damage, more HP, and that's also how you're going to want to select the armor and the weapons ones so you have those. It's basically like teaching your character that rank so then they can use that type of stuff.
Gotcha.
And that works for whatever you choose, whether it be mage is going to have their spells on that board and their armor and everything. So your license, think of your license points as your skill points, and each of these skills costs a certain number of them. Mm-hmm. And you just use those to build your character. Now, not to overwhelm you too much, but at some point, you're going to be able to choose a second board.
Oh.
There's a little thing on your board that you'll unlock, and it'll be like, unlock the second board, and then you can choose a second class, and you can dual class.
That's cool.
When you get to that point, feel free to message me, and I will help you with combinations that are very helpful and good.
Yeah.
But if you fuck up and you don't like your combinations, there is a place in Rabanastre, which I was about to get to telling you about anyway, so it all ties together. After you do about 4 hunts or so, maybe 5, I don't know, clear the board in Rabanastre and do 1 or 2 of them in Bujerba once you get there, because you're about to be in Bujerba.
Yeah.
Then go back to Rabanastre and up. Do you remember up in the very north where you went into the low town to go down into the sewers and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So in the north, instead of going, when you go in there, instead of going into the right and going down into the low town, cut a left across this bridge that goes straight across the north part, or you can run around. Either way, just go to the left side of that area, and there's a building that you can't get into until you've done a couple ranks. Talk to the guy out front; he'll let you in. It's Clan Centurio. It's basically the Hunters Club.
Oh, I'm part of that already.
Okay, so you did that already?
Yeah.
Cool. So in there, did you talk to Monteblanc, the little Moogle guy that runs it?
Yeah.
Eventually, you'll be able to talk to him, and one of the choices that he'll give you is, I want to reset my license board.
Mm-hmm.
So if you make somebody up and you're like, I could have done this better, you can go and reset it, and you'll keep all your equipment, but it refunds all of the license points, and then you can repick their class.
Cool. I need to do
all
that because I didn't know what I was doing, and I picked the wrong class for Van at the time.
So that leads to one of my other questions. What classes have you chose for who so far? I think you have Van, Pinello.
Yeah, I think I've only done anything with Van, and I didn't know what I was doing, so I think I have him set as like a mage.
Oh.
Yeah, like.
Okay. Yeah, I would reset. Well, he's got decent magic, but I mean, his big thing is speed. Yeah. I know personally, I wish I had my game pulled up. Vaughn is a Shikari, and his second job, I think, is Foebreaker. Shikari Foebreaker. So he's got a lot of damage. Balthier is Bushi, which is a samurai, and he's got the katana, and I don't remember his second job. You know what? I'm going to pull it up real quick, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Uno momento. I love Truncate Silence, because as long as we don't say anything, it'll cut all of this out.
Yeah. This would be the part of the episode with a commercial break if we had advertisers.
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. We finally hit over 1,000 downloads, and I was like, that would have been $15.
Yeah.
But, I'd rather just, do a Patreon, and if people want to contribute, they can. Because, I don't know, ads, they seem intrusive. What kills me, because I listen to a lot of the Conrad Thompson, those podcasts, Something to Wrestle With, What Happened When. And I don't mind the ads that Conrad does himself, or when the guys on the show do it. But they've got this one ad that plays that's louder than the podcast, and the guy's voice grades on my ears, and it drives me crazy because I always have to reach over to my phone and turn it down because it's 2 clicks louder than the actual pod, which I thought was illegal, but I think that's just on TV.
I think so.
My dad told me there was a time.
Ads will pay us money, so if somebody wants to give us the ad time,
Blue Chew, hit us up. I will talk about boners all day.
Yeah.
All right, so for Vaughn, I've got Foebreaker and Shikari. So he's a ninja, but his second class is Foebreaker, which is a lot of debuffs and heavy hitter stuff. So he's just a powerhouse. Balthier is a samurai and a monk, Bushian monk. So he is another powerhouse. Fran is Ulan archer, which is basically a spear user and archer. So she can hit the flying enemies and kind of stay back and do a lot of damage. She'll eventually be able to use the Zodiac spear when I get that, which I plan on getting. Bosch is a knight and a bushi, so he's got the speed and the magic pump ups from from bushi, and then knights learn some white magic and stuff, so it'll help with his cures. But he's got sword and shield. Ash, I made her, or Amalia, as you know her right now. I made her a red battle mage and an archer.
Yeah.
Because archer has 3 or 4 things that reduce your action time, and that also counts for your casting time, which means that her battle mage stuff, she'll be able to fire off spells at a fast basis. And then I did Pinello as a machinist and a white mage, so she can stand back and pepper them with gunfire, but also heal people if they need it.
Cool.
And that's my party. I've got a lot of A lot of license points, dude. When I reset, Vaughn had. Now I've got an item called the Golden Amulet, which I say you should seek out trying to find one.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever do find one, it's an accessory. You'll have to learn the license point spot for it. I think it's license point accessory 6. It has the Golden Amulet, but it gives you double license points for kills.
Oh wow!
So I equipped
cool.
that to
I gotta
Vaughn
look for that. So
when I reset everybody earlier and redid them all. Vaughn was sitting at like 3,800 LP, and everybody else was at about like 2,400 LP.
I don't even.
I've done some grinding.
Yeah,
you get one per kill.
Yeah, I'm probably so far behind being level 5.
Oh yeah, Vaughn's level 27, Balthier's level 27, Fran's level 27, Bosch is 26, Ash is 27, and Pinello's 26.
Wow, that's a lot of grinding.
But I don't know. I really enjoy grinding in this game because I can like put it on 4 times speed and then mindlessly just run around and kill shit that's low level. And eventually it might give me some experience. It might not, but I'm racking up those license points, which add up.
Yeah.
Because then, you get all the health boosts and you're sitting up pretty at like 3,000 HP. It's a little easier to go farm with 3,000 HP as opposed to like, 800.
Yeah.
So it kind of is what it is. The characters in this game, everybody that I know hates Vaughn. Like James from the JRPG Report, our buddy that we will be having on the Final Fantasy 12 wrap up episode. He's going to join us. He doesn't like Vaughn. He does not think he's a very likable character. And the internet seems to hold that same viewpoint. Fun fact, though, the original main character of this game was going to be Bosch.
Yeah.
And the higher ups in the company basically told them, we want a character that teens in Akihabara can relate to. Like, we want them to be able to play this game and have people like them, young. So they wrote the characters Vaughn and Pinello and put them into the game. So, like, that's why people say that they are C-3PO and R2-D2, because they're kind of just along for the ride. Like, the main characters in this game, though, are Balthier, Fran, Ash, and Bosch. Have you met Vane yet?
Mm-mm.
Lord Vane?
I don't think so. If I have, I don't really remember.
No, yeah, you totally would have, because before you break into the Royal Palace...
oh, yeah, then I did.
He seems like a cool dude. Apparently he's not. Apparently he's a shithead. But, like, your master, Miguelo, who...
Yeah.
I love Miguelo's voice. Oh, Vaughn, they've taken Pinello.
Yeah.
Like, he's got this really, snarly voice, but he's talking to Vane, and he calls him, Lord... fuck, I don't remember what his last name is. And he goes, please, just call me Vane. I'm just a citizen just like you. I'm not a king yet. And Miguelo basically says, no, I would not be comfortable calling you Vane, sir. Like, I can't do that. And Vane goes, then tonight you will join me and we will drink till you can call me by my first name. Wow. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool with the dude. And then later on I find out that this dude's bloodthirsty and's killed like 2 of his brothers and shit. Like, I don't know if you've met Larsa yet then. I think you meet Larsa once you're in Bujerva, but I could be wrong. I think maybe you meet him before that. Larsa is Vane's little brother. A very intelligent kid so far, it seems like. But basically there's this whole like political plot around magicite and nethicite and control. It reminds me of like if you take the empires and replace them with real life. If you take magicite and nethicite and turn that into oil and gasoline, because oil is natural, gasoline's manufactured, right? And then you have magicite and nethicite, and then manufactured nethicite. So kind of think about that in those terms, and it's like countries warring over the resource. They want that fucking nethicite, Yeah. And the empire is ruthless about getting it. So you're trying to stand up to this massive empire. It's at the point that I'm at in the game, I can't even really explain much of the story because it's still all vague, like illusion at the moment.
Yeah.
The introduction to a lot of different judges, which the judges are considered the Darth Vaders of this because they all have their helmets on, and when they have their helmet on, it changes their voice a little bit. The sound, whatever. But But I've met a few different judges. I had to fight one, which was Judge Geese. So if you've made it up to the Mimic Queen, then you've been through Barheim Passage. Oh, that was a pain in the ass. Escaping the dungeon and running through the sewer area and all that.
Yeah,
was a pain in the dick.
that was a pain in the dick. Yeah,
I hate
sure.
sewers in most games. It's always, especially I fucking hated it in Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
I get why it's there in Vampire the Masquerade because if you're, you need to get around, it's an easy way to do it. But fuck, it's just winding corridors all the time with just some murky water in it.
It was like that in Arkham Asylum for the Killer Croc level.
Yep. Oh, God, fuck that, too. When you're having to run away from Croc and he's busting out the shit under you. God, that was so hard.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, man. I've gotten 2 of the Espers. I don't think you haven't gotten any yet. Espers in this game are what would be used to being called Guardian Force.
Nah.
They are your summons. None of them that I know of have names that you're going to recognize. The ones that I have, I know one of them is like Belius. Yeah, Belius. You'll get him, Belius, through the storyline. So there are 13 in total, and 5 of them you get through the storyline, I think.
Okay.
The other ones you have to go seek out for yourself.
Okay.
I stumbled upon one today on my accident.
Yeah.
But Belius, however you say it, you'll get him through the storyline. I had an amazing thing with him. So, have you unlocked any of the quote unquote like limit break stuff yet?
No.
All right.
I'm so early in the game. I see it. I see you getting frustrated. You're like, I want to.
No. I'm trying to think about like how to explain it because I'm trying to remember the names of it. Because they're not limit breaks in this. They use them at quickening. That's what it's called. Your quickenings. And each of your character has 3 that you can unlock in progressive cost of license board points. So basically, on your license board, when you're looking at it, if you see how it's just like a square and then there's just like one square jutted off of it, that's probably going to be one of your quickenings.
Okay.
Is that square jutting off? Like I said, think of it like limit breaks, but there are 3 different levels of it. Each one's stronger than the last. And there's this mechanic where if all 3 of your characters have it and you use a quickening as one character, you have like a 3 to 5 second window. I don't remember exactly how long it is to press X, A, or Y for another quickening, depending on what's available. And you'll see what I'm talking about whenever you do it. No. You'll have the 3 party members' names, and it'll say, they'll either be grayed out, and if they are, you can hit the trigger button, and it'll re-roll them, kind of. And it'll say, like, mischarge, and you hit it, and then you hit it again really quick, and it'll go into another one. Now, you can combo this, and the different combos you put together might end with nothing, or it might end with a special move like Inferno or Arc Blast. Just depending on what quickenings you get off and what style they are. I don't really know what all goes into creating the final thing, but it's really cool. And when you finally see them, remember, this game came out on PS2, and this shit was going on the PS2. It was wild that it could happen on that system.
Yeah, for sure.
I went in there and hit this thing with an 18-hit quickening combo, ended with an arc blast, and that was it. Like, it didn't hit me one time. I just walked in there and blew it the fuck up, right? Now, that's the one for the storyline. Now, this other one that I stumbled upon, in the Osmone Plain, I hopped down into the Zeridan Caverns and figured I'd run around in there. There's stuff that's hard, but I figured I could farm on it, run back to the save point, save, come back, and just do that a couple times just to get some experience, because the stuff in there was a couple levels higher than I was.
Yeah.
Well, I killed everything, ran back, saved, and when I came back, there was only 2 enemies in the beginning area, so I killed them, healed myself, and walked into the next area. Well, the next area, I walked through, there's a couple enemies, I killed them, healed myself. I'm still looking good on MP. I'm still looking good on items and stuff, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to keep going. I go into the 3rd area of this place, this cavern, and my mini-map is scrambled to shit, right? Like Metal Gear, something's going on. And I walk forward like 3 steps, and all of a sudden, this fucking thing just goes, right? And its name is Adramalech. And it's this big, I don't know, it's like this humanoid bird thing with like these skeletal wing looking things coming off the back of it. And he starts casting like thunder and stuff at me. And I had like 35 Phoenix Downs. I had 99 high potions, and I had like 20 X potions, and about 70 remedies, and I used every bit of it.
Wow, that's brutal.
But I beat him.
Nice.
And Larsa, who was my guest person at the time, like, because you know how you'll get the guest every now and then in your party.
Yeah.
I kept having to. Most of my Phoenix Downs went to him because all my characters have like 3,500 health. He has 900, so he was getting one shot every time it would actually hit him. And then it had this move that it would do. It was like it's quickening basically, and it would do this move and hit you, and it would take me down to almost dead, and then I would immediately with my gambits, which we haven't even touched on gambits yet. I don't even know if you know much about how they work.
No, I just started playing with them.
I had basically my gambits set up that if people were below a certain amount of health, that we'd start healing and stuff. Yeah, they were getting their fucking, like, I was happy I set those up before I wandered into this cavern. You know what I mean? Like, I was, Jesus Christ, because I'm having to go in manually and use X potions because I didn't have those set, which those healed basically almost all the way back up to full. It was fucking wild, man. But I finally got him. I have not. When I logged off to go watch The Sopranos and then do the show, I'm still finishing up my license board stuff, and I haven't decided who I want to give what summons since I reset, because it reset them too. But they do cost on the license board. They're like 25 or 35 points, and only one person can have them.
Wow.
So, you know, you got to kind of think about, like, look at a license board and you'll see, like, when you have the chance to unlock the summon, it'll put it on everybody's license board. But once you choose it on one, it goes off all the other ones, right? Look to see what it connects. Because if you've noticed on some of the license boards, there are, like, sections that are away from all the others. And those will coordinate with either one of your second jobs will have a spot that gets taken there, and then you can unlock, like, the next two next to it. Or it'll be, if you equip the summon to that person, you can then get to that area and use those abilities.
Okay.
There's fucking so much to this game. The Gambit system is basically just setting up AI to play for you. Like, in theory, you can set this game up to absolutely play itself, and all you have to do is run around.
That's cool.
If you wanted to. I like to have a little more control over what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
But I do have Gambits set up to where, like, my caster will throw lightning instead of trying to attack. Well, now that I have her with a gun, it's not so bad. But, like, my Pinello was trying to run up to, like, flying enemies and hit them with a staff, and I'm like, no, cast fucking thunder. So I went into the Gambits and switched it up. Like, took away attack, added fire instead.
Yeah.
So she would go in and do that. And then I set her to, if somebody gets below 50% HP, hit them with a cure, which I need to swap that up to like 70% now, because cures don't do shit when you have 3,500 health. They heal for like 120 or something, 250.
Yeah.
She also has a thing where if she gets below like 60 MP, that she'll use an ether too. So Gambits are really helpful.
Yeah.
I have Vaughn set to steal from enemies when they're at 100% HP, because that'll help you get some decent items that can sell for a decent amount.
Nice.
And that's another thing. So when you find a vendor and you go to sell stuff, have you tried to sell anything yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know you have like that page that's pretty much all the junk stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sell your teleport crystals.
No,
you'll
I
need
don't.
those.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll need those. That's fast travel material right there. But everything else in there, you can sell it whenever, but there are certain items in this game that only unlock in the bazaar. And how you unlock things in the bazaar is selling certain items together in certain quantities. So, like, there are some items that are the best items in the game that don't spawn in the bazaar unless you have, say, like, 5 eggs, 6 donkeys, and 12 bat skins. And that's just 3 random things that I just came up with. Those are not items in the game. But, you know, if you have those 3 things and you sell them all at once, it'll unlock the pelvis bone attachment, or, you know, whatever the fuck. And, like, so it correlates. Like, one time it was like a healing kit, and I bought it for 200, and it gave me 5 potions and 2 Phoenix Downs, and that's a deal. That's basically, you know, that's a deal for that.
Yeah.
But you'll know if a bazaar item is worth it, like a serious item, because it'll be like 450,000 gil.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, there's that's probably something I should save up for, because in the original Final Fantasy XII, they had the Zodiac Spear, and that was the be-all, end-all fucking weapon, right? And the only way you could get it is if there were certain chests throughout the game that you could not open. Now, if you weren't using a guide, you would never fucking know that. You would never know that this item was even in the game because obviously, as most people, well, at least me, I open every chest I see in video games. Give me the loot, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Give me the loot. I want it all, and I never would have gotten it. So there were like, I don't know, 6 or 7, maybe more than that, chests that you could not open until the end of the game. And at the very end of the game, you went to a certain chest, and if you hadn't opened any of those other ones, when you opened this chest, it would give you the Zodiac Spear.
Wow.
Which was the best weapon in the game. Nowadays, they took that out. The Zodiac Spear is still in there, but there are other things that you have to do to acquire it. Now you can open all the fucking chests you want. It doesn't matter. But they have added other, like, Zodiac level weapons for the other classes, not just the Spear class. Because, okay, so another thing is that in the original Final Fantasy XII, there were no jobs, no classes. Everyone had one big-ass license board, and you could just be a jack of all trades if you wanted, but you kind of took your character in the direction that you wanted them to go. But you ended up with a lot of characters that were just kind of samey, all well-rounded. So this new version kind of makes you actually build a party, which I prefer, because I don't know if that's just my D&D background. I'm like, I need a healer, I need a backup healer, I need some damage dealers, I need somebody with a shield. It's just things that are ingrained into my brain,
Yeah, for sure.
That's an idea for some Patreon stuff. We could tell tales from our D&D, because I've got some tales from D&D games. I know you played in a bunch of them too. That would be fun. But I don't want to go too much further into story stuff until at least you've gotten all the characters and you know who all the characters are. Yeah. And you see that little bit. And once you get past that bit and there's no longer anything that I'm worried about spoiling for you because it'll all be new to me too, then I'll bust out more of the game. But as of right now, I think I'm going to cut the Final Fantasy talk there. As far as storyline goes, I really like hunting the marks. And that's always been my downfall in this game, is I get so caught up in hunting the marks.
Yeah, that's something I definitely got to do more of, especially if it's going to help me level up.
Yeah. Now, they're going to help you level up in the sense that it'll give you a decent chunk of XP and LP when you kill it. Yeah. And usually when you turn it in, you'll get a good chunk of like gold and possibly an item for an upgrade. But it's going to get you out looking for the marks, which will in turn make you go out and kill shit, which is where the real meat of the grinding comes in. It's just going to be like
a side quest that's forcing you to grind almost.
Yeah. Now, the area that I was telling you about in the Lusu Mines in Brugerba, when you run into you're going to run through the first area, and then you'll run over a bridge looking like a train bridge, right? Then you'll run through another area, and you'll get to that second train bridge. Now, that second train bridge, all that should spawn there are zombie skeletons, and they'll come out of the ground, and you just keep fighting them, right? Yeah. When they stop coming out of the ground, keep running north into the next area. In there should only be a bunch of skeletons. Kill them, come back, and more skeletons will spawn. So, in this game, when you kill certain enemies, like, they have a chance to drop items, right? Well, if you kill them in successive chains, then that chain builds up, and the items that they start dropping them a little more often. They drop a little better items. They drop a couple more of them at a time. They'll drop money in an item, and it's worth it to get you up to a chain of at least 50, because that'll get you a Steam achievement. Nice. And it'll get you a little dude. Okay, so on your start menu, there's I think the hunt book or the bestiary or whatever, the clan guide. If you click that, there's one of them in there you click on it and it just takes you to like this little room that has like little trophy dudes in it. If you want the best reward from the clan Centurio, you have to fill that room. You have to do everything that has to do within that room. So one of them is get a 50 chain. One of them is like have 100,000 gil, take 5,000 steps, or take 1,000 steps or something like that. Kill 500 enemies. things like that. Basically, it's little achievements. And all the time that I've been playing offline on this, so you could play too. I've missed some achievements because I can tell, because I have them in that room, but I don't have the achievement on Steam, and I'm like, damn it, they don't give it to me when I'm offline. Oh well. But yeah, man, we have some good shit to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure.
You have the
I know I'm
Wraithwell.
looking forward to getting into it further because the storylines actually kept my interest very well. Like,
Yeah, you got the Tomb of Wraithwell coming up, and then the Garuda fight, and then you get Belius. It's gonna be fun, man. You're starting to get into the meat and bones of it, and then once you get into it, then we'll really hit it hard.
yeah, for sure.
Or at least I'll be able to come on here and hit it hard because I'll probably be ahead of you. But still, it's the whole hardcore, casual, back and forth. I forgot the word. Coexistence of the show. Fuck, I don't know. I can't talk. I've been talking for like 2.5 hours now. But yeah, man, that's part 1 of Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age. I'm looking forward to diving into more of it. I want to see how high my character is by the time the game is over. I don't know if I'm gonna hit like max levels, but I think I'm gonna get up there a little bit.
Yeah,
we'll see. Oh, okay. Real quick. At the end of the episode, we now have a cog. So I would like to give a big shout out to our friend Nate, old Nate Dog. He is our first $10 donor on the Patreon, which means he gets his name read at the end of the episode. So Nate, we thank you, good sir.
Yeah, thank you.
If you would like to find us on social media, you can go to facebook.com/Steam Machine Podcast or catch us on Twitter at Steam_podcast. We also have a Facebook group, if that's more your thing, and that is facebook.com/The Steam Machine Podcast Lounge, I do believe. And come join us, share memes, talk about video games, tell us how much we suck, how much you love us, whatever you'd like to do. We also have a Discord, which is pinned at the top of our Facebook page. You're more than welcome to come and join. I need to make a bit.ly link for that, I think. So I could just be like bit.ly/Steam Machine Podcast. Boom, Discord. There you go, right?
Yeah.
I'll work on that. I'm doing my best Tina impression.
Right.
I think that's about it, man. I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, no, I think that's about it too.
I'm ready to.
I got work in a little bit, so.
Oof. Yeah. Well, this is a double header night. Maybe next time we do a double header, we can start a little earlier.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I have to go take a piss. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, he's Ryan. I'm Dalton, and as always, guys, we love you and take it easy.
You can find us at facebook.com/The Steam Machine Podcast or search Facebook and join our group, The Steam Machine Podcast Lounge. You can also find us on Twitter at Steam_podcast. We thank everyone for listening, and as always, we'll catch you next week.